So, next person to come up, please welcome to the stage, Natasha. Woo!
Hello, my name is Natasha. I'm born here in Slovenia, and I fit quite well into this green country because I have green soul. I live in a countryside, in a house with a huge green garden. My family is green too. One cousin is an organic farmer. Another one living in Switzerland runs a company called Green Focus Communications. And the rest, they love green salad, more or less. I have loved this planet and the living creatures since I was born. That's why my job is green. I work in an NGO protecting green Slovenian nature, and we are specializing in birds. Birds of all colors, not just green ones. My colleagues, ornithologists, those are the people experts for bird watching and studying, infected me with bird watching. So I go, oh, which bird is that? In the rock up there, it must be an eagle. Oh yeah, it's a magnificent male. My animal watching hobbies started much earlier, with baby cow watching when I was a child. So I tended to go to my uncle's stable with some nice green food, which I didn't want it to finish myself, like spinach. Genius child, right? And I shared it with Sheki the calf, with many hugs and kisses and high fives. So on the way, I saw our big and small pigs, Pipi and Melchiat, and I went out, picked up some special wild plants for them, which they adore, and they were so happy with this dessert a la carte. This picnic was followed by a detailed inspection of my friend Czeki. So if his horn started to grow, if he had any parasites, and finally measuring if his cuteness has surpassed all the human I ever met. Yeah. So, as self-appointed little veterinary, I observed their progress that way, their state of health, and I could advise my uncle if anything had to be done for their well-being. So you see, it was quite a happy childhood, but things got complicated now and then when one of my furry friends disappeared from the stable. And then in a few days, my mom would prepare delicious meat for lunch, like steaks or goulash or cevapcici. Now imagine, little me, all stressed due to disappearance of my friend Czeki, at the table with a piece of meat in front of me, suspiciously watching at my mom, and suddenly crying out, "Mommy, is this Czeki? Tell me the truth, I know it's Czeki." She would try to calm me down, saying, "Come on, Natashka, it's not Czech. Eat your meal, be nice, be calm." And I would go, "Come on, if it's not Czeki, it's our pig Melchiat, he disappeared as well. I know it's one of them, and I will not eat unless you tell me the truth." So this searching for truth ending up in explanations that domestic animals are only meant for feeding us, that is the final purpose of their whole existence. So my green soul protested. Are we eating our friends? We cannot be eating our friends. My only consolation in that time was little Prince saying how much patience children need to have with adults. So, when I grew up and became the lord of my decisions, of course I became vegetarian. Not vegan immediately, because goat cheese is delicious. And I started to kiss boys instead of calves. let's go back to birds. They are flying, right? I love flying too. So much that at the age of 5, I wanted to become a pilot. Crazy, exciting childhood, right? So my dad was motivating me, taking me to Ljubljana airport to watch the planes taking off and landing. It's easy, you know? You don't need binoculars, it's like bird watching, but the planes are big, so you can see them like that. So my career in the end turned out differently, but to feed my flying appetites and curiosity to know the world, I became a traveler during every spare moment I had and my wallet could afford. This reinforced my love for this blue and green planet, and all its running and flying and swimming and crawling wildlife. And it motivates me, also gives me wider perspective, understanding to do my conservation work. But the problem is that all my flying and daily commuting to work is killing everything. So, replacing my flying every day as a pilot with flying sometimes as a passenger was a first step towards my personal sustainability. And it's not enough. So to balance this deadly CO2 footprint, I am actually carpooling, I am working from home, I am also using our slow and poor public transportation. And since all electric planes and helicopters are on the market, I've even considered becoming pilot again. I also became vegan. I am producing my own batches, buying as much local food as possible, but I refuse to give up avocado, coconut cream, and dark chocolate. Chocolate is separate. This is where I draw the line. So, if you want more sustainability in your lives, which I'm sure you do after listening to me, I have 3 simple hints for you. So, ignore what your family has told you, or what they think about animals and their places in our lives. You don't need to kiss your Shaki, just don't put him on the plate. Green alternatives are everywhere, so you can change your lives little by little, taking small steps. Big stuff like green, like dark chocolate and coconut cream and all electric helicopters can wait a little bit, next year maybe. All the parents in this room, please respect the green souls of your children. And everybody listen to your green soul. We all have one. Thank you.